Now, as Murphy's law would have it, my fancy schmancy Bluetooth earphones stopped working about 5 minutes ago. So I'm attached to my laptop, and I hope that the volume is fine. Can you give me a thumbs up, an actual physical thumbs up if you can hear me? Great. Wonderful. So, some of you are familiar to the practice of meditation and mindfulness, and some of you are absolute beginners. And the wonderful thing is that one of the key principles of meditation is that we always start with a beginner's mind. So even if you have sat dozens of times before, or if this is your first time, the approach is the same. The approach is one of just sitting and listening. And of course, you'll be listening to my voice, but in the extended periods of silence that we will share, you'll also be listening to your own thoughts, your own internal dialogue. And the practice is simply one of becoming aware of that dialogue, becoming aware of one's emotional landscape, and learning to listen without feeling the need to make it any different or make it any better, without the need even to understand what's going on, but just to start noticing what one's patterns are. So before we get cracking, before we assume the position, as it were, I just want to share with you a beautiful quote that I heard earlier today. It's one I know well, but it's one that I didn't remember until I heard it today. And it's by Pema Chodron, who was one of the very first women to be ordained as a Buddhist monk in the West. And she said that we don't meditate to become good meditators. We meditate to become awake in our lives. And I just loved that. So if you do attain enlightenment within the next 45 minutes, that is wonderful, but that is not the objective. The objective is just to become aware, a little bit more aware and a little bit more awake of what's going on. Now, I encourage you to take whatever position feels comfortable for you. Some of you, I know, with your cameras off, are possibly lying down. If you want to switch your camera off, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as you can still hear my voice. If you feel that having your screen on is helpful for you to stay present, then by all means leave it on. If you need to change position at any point during the meditation, then please feel free to do that. But as this is a mindfulness practice, I would encourage you to make any adjustments in your position mindfully. So in other words, becoming aware of what it is that you need to do or want to do, deciding how it is that you're going to move, and then mindfully going about the movement. I'm going to talk a little bit, well, quite a bit at the beginning of our sitting, just to get you comfortable in the space. And I know that a number of you listening have other commitments, whether it's dogs or children or whatever it might be. So if anyone needs to leave early, do what you need to do. I am recording this for those that couldn't make it, and I can share that with you if you wish. Let me also say that because we are all in households, because we aren't living in a retreat setting, there are inevitably going to be noises and distractions, whether it's from inside our heads or our hearts or our bodies, or from outside, traffic, dogs, people in your home perhaps, whatever it might be. It might be people in my home. Just recognizing that these distractions are exactly what we welcome into a mindfulness practice. Because every single distraction is an opportunity to hold up a mirror to whatever it is that is evoked within us, whether it's irritation or fear or frustration or sadness or whatever it might be. The value is not in the distraction, but in our reaction to the distraction. The practice of mindfulness is that of paying attention to the mind-body connection to the present moment, with compassion and without judgment. So whatever it is that arises over the next while, we allow it to be there. In fact, we roll out the welcome mat. We observe whatever is going on. We take a deep breath in. We sigh it out. And we return to our practice. So, finding a position that works for you. If you are tired and you are concerned about falling asleep, then I would encourage you to stay seated. However, if you feel like you would really like the opportunity to just relax and let go and maybe drift off into sleep, then by all means, use this opportunity if that's what you need. If you are sitting cross-legged, you might want to sit up on a pillow or on a meditation stool, meditation bench. You may wish to lean against the support of a chair or a bed or a headboard. If you're lying down, take a moment to get yourself as comfortable as you can. So, getting warm, maybe getting a blanket over you, and a pillow beneath your knees to support your lower back. And taking the next few breaths to allow yourself to fully land in whatever position you've chosen. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through the mouth, maybe even making an audible sigh. In through the nose again, taking the breath all the way down into your belly. So your belly rises as you breathe in and falls as you breathe out. Continuing to take full, deep breaths all the way down into your belly. And softening the muscles around your eyes and your shoulders and your jaw as you breathe out. The next full breath in, bringing your attention to the base of the body, the base of the buttocks if you're seated, or the whole of your back if you're lying down. And as you breathe out, allowing yourself to completely relax down into whatever support is beneath you. Next breath in, becoming aware of the length of your beautiful elongated spine. And as you breathe out, allowing the muscles on either side of your spine to totally relax. Next breath in, becoming aware of how your head is positioned on top of your neck, or lying, resting on a pillow, on the floor. Using your out breath to relax the jaw, all the muscles in the face, the brow. Next breath in, bringing your attention to your shoulders and your neck. And using the out breath to soften, drawing the shoulders a little bit down, away from the ears. Maybe even squeezing the shoulder blades together slightly. So there's a sense of opening through the heart center. Next breath in, bringing your attention to your arms, the length of both arms and your hands. And with the out breath, allowing them to just relax, be heavy and soft and at ease. The next breath in, bringing your attention to your belly. feeling how the belly rises on the inhale and relaxing all the muscles around your navel as you exhale and feeling the belly falling, rising on the inhale, falling on the exhale. Next in-breath, bringing your attention to the gaze. If your eyes are closed, you may wish to roll your gaze, your eyes, inwards and upwards, as if you're gazing up towards the point between your two eyebrows. And on the exhalation, keeping your gaze there, softening your eyes. If you're keeping your eyes open, just gently gazing through the eyelashes, allowing your eyes to be soft. The next breath in, becoming aware of your whole body, sitting up or lying down, using the out breath to relax into any areas of tension that you're aware of. The in-breath creates space and spaciousness, and the out breaths invite us to just let go. As we move through those 7 points, we used each in-breath to shift our attention, using the in-breath to focus on a particular area of our body, and using the out-breath to soften into that particular area. The base of the body, the length of the spine, the balance of the head on the neck, the shoulders, the whole of the shoulder girdle, front and the back of the neck, relax. The arms and the hands, relax. The belly, relax. The gaze, an inward gaze up towards the third eye, the point between the two eyebrows, or just gazing between the eyelashes. The whole of the body, alert and at ease. And recognizing that any time your thoughts drift away over the next while, as they will, as they are supposed to do, we can use any of those points of reference to bring our attention back to the present moment. Noticing where in your body you hold your tension. It might be the same place all the time, or it might be a different place. Noticing how very often when our thoughts drift away from the present moment, whether we are leaning forward into the future and worrying or planning, or whether we are looking back into the past, analyzing or criticizing or trying to make sense of something, there's often an accompanying tension in one or more areas in our body. So simply noticing if that's happening. When you bring yourself back to the present moment, noticing where any tension or emotion may be held in your body, and greeting that awareness with a kind and compassionate breath in and a gentle, non-judgmental exhalation as you soften. The way that we return to the present moment is one breath at a time. Doesn't matter where you've gone in your mind. It doesn't matter what is going on outside you. We always have the option of bringing ourselves back into this moment and this moment and this moment, by noticing our breath. Noticing that we're breathing in while we're breathing in. Noticing that we're breathing out while we're breathing out. Becoming curious about the breath. Noticing where the inhalation starts. And noticing where the inhalation ends. Noticing that magical moment where the inhalation turns into an exhalation. And then noticing the beginning of the exhalation. And the end of the exhalation. Noticing that magical pause between one breath and the next. Noticing that we don't need to control the breath unless we want to. It may be helpful for you to take deep, slow breaths into the belly, or you may wish to let your body breathe itself without any control. And just watching, resting in the witness. Often in the spaces between my voice, you might find that your thoughts drift away or speed away. When you realize that you've tumbled into that river of thought, just scan through your body, check whether you've tensed up anywhere. It's so normal to find that you're holding tension in your body when you're leaning into the future or dwelling in the past. practice is always the same. The practice is one of noticing, maybe even making a mental note if you find that you keep having the same sort of thoughts. Noticing, maybe making a mental note of where it is that you're holding your tension. And then returning to the very next breath in and softening with the very next breath out. One of the biggest myths about meditation or mindfulness is that we have to clear our minds. Trying to clear our minds or trying to stop our mind from thinking is as futile as trying to will our hearts to stop beating. The practice is one of recognizing or becoming aware or waking up to what those thoughts are, to what those patterns of thoughts are. Of waking up to how those thoughts or feelings or emotions or patterns may show up in our body, in the muscles around our eyes, or the way that we clench our jaw, the way our shoulders creep up towards our ears, the way we close through our heart center, the way in which we tighten into our belly as if to brace in preparation for something that we may fear, anticipatory dread. The more we wake up to these patterns, these thoughts, these holding patterns, without needing to change a single thing that's going on in our lives, we empower ourselves through an increased ability to self-soothe. And the best way that I know to self-soothe is by taking refuge in the steady rhythm of our own breath. Soothing our nervous systems by slowing down our breath, by softening into our body, giving ourselves the implicit message that for this moment, for this breath, we are safe. Allowing our belly to be soft and relaxed, gives our brain the message that there's absolutely no reason to brace. In the same way, the tensing up into our body, taking shallow, deep breaths, is giving our brains the message that there is danger. So, a deep, slow breath, a body that is relaxed, soft facial features, an unclenched jaw, maybe even the hint of a smile playing around the corners of our mouth, relaxed shoulders, relaxed arms and legs, a posture that is dignified but relaxed. All gives the message that we're safe. And by giving ourselves this message that we're safe, regardless of what's going on in our lives, we give our nervous systems a chance to regulate. We give ourselves a chance to learn how it feels to use our breath in whatever situation we find ourselves, to self-soothe. practice is as simple as noticing when our thoughts wander, noticing what those thoughts are, noticing any corresponding tension in the body, any emotions, any stories that we may tell ourselves around what we're experiencing, and allowing all that to be exactly as it is. Even naming the emotions or the thoughts or the types of thoughts, which helps to dissipate their power over us. And then we gently but firmly return to the next breath in and the next breath out. The next breath in, the next breath out. Giving ourselves a chance to experience what we are really feeling. Allowing ourselves to feel the weight of anything heavy that we're carrying. Allowing ourselves to feel the lightness of things that we enjoy. Allowing ourselves to notice conflicted emotions, unresolved things. Allowing ourselves to experience clarity. Or confusion. A sense of stuckness or a sense of flow. Always practicing with a beginner's mind, so never chasing a certain experience, never trying to recreate what our previous sitting was like. Just allowing things to unfold in whatever way they do. And practicing, it is a practice. Practicing holding all of it. empty. And learning how to breathe through it all. Returning to the flow of the breath. Breathing in as you feel your whole body sitting or lying, supported. Breathing out as you soften any areas of tension. And deepening the breath now. Deep breaths in as you feel your belly rising as if you're inflating a beautiful balloon. Sighing out through the mouth. Two more deep breaths like that. Last deep breath in. Sighing it out. And then starting to bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. Maybe rubbing your thumbs across the tips of your fingers, touching the tip of each finger one at a time. Wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Maybe rolling your head side to side if you're lying down. Maybe stretching your arms up above your head as you take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, opening your mouth, maybe a yawn is there. Releasing your arms. Take your time to come out of your meditation. If you want to stay lying down or sitting for a little bit longer, go ahead and do that. Just always moving gently into whatever lies ahead. The changing of gears can be quite something, especially if we're going back into a busy house or a busy moment, a busy time. Trying to maintain that breath connection as you go into your evening, your night. Following your breath to help you fall asleep tonight. If you wake up at any point, connecting with your breath, self-soothing, breathing yourself back to sleep. And I hope I'll see you again next week. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste. Thanks, Ria. Nice to see you. Caroline, Joe, Carrie, Mariska, Kim, Gabriella, Carolina, everyone on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. Lots of love.